Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom, mercy, and safety to all of the Akim on the highways and byways, preaching the word in sincerity and in truth, and a healthy shalom to the elect. My name is Rawai, and I'm back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, it is edifying. I don't have a title for this lesson yet. Lord willing, the Spirit will have something come, but I'll be going into prophecy. All right, prophecy, prophecy, prophecy unfolding right before our very eyes. It's important that we stay locked into the prophecies, locked into the current events that we see that's pushed out. All right. Of course, we filter it all through the Spirit, and we report on it through the Spirit, because it's clear with these next few articles that I'm going to briefly get into. Not going to read too much into them, but for edification's sake, we will read a little bit and make the point, Lord willing, that what we're seeing in prophecy is the rollout of the mass implementation of the RFID micro CHIP, which is prophesied in Revelation 13. Every day that passes, it becomes more and more obvious that this is what we are witnessing. All right? As you see on the screen, Homeland Security centralizes control over the government's largest biometrics database. All right, this is Trump, DJ Trump's hand in this new administration that governs Babylon the Great. Okay, the Department of Homeland Security centralizes control over the government's largest biometrics database. And the Homeland Security is really cornering every, pretty much all of the, I would say, they're starting to oversee all of the major sects of government that have to do with technology, policing, all right, and things like that. So when you look at something like that, you say, wow, they're trying to, I guess, centralize control over all of the major departments in government, which makes perfect sense, because when some type of major catastrophe happens, which we are just waiting for, it'll happen any day now, Lord willing. Homeland Security has control. I think they just took over ICE. They have their hands in ICE. Okay, that's the deportation, okay, of the Latin tribes. Which, just a quick point I want to make. If ICE is really about immigration, you need to ask yourself, why are they just going after the northern tribes? All right, the so-called Latinos. All right, there's so many other immigrants in this country illegally, so-called immigrants illegally here, but people from these other nations that are here illegally, but the focus is not on them. But that's just a sidebar. All right, back to prophecy happening and what's happening with this technology. So Homeland Security takes over the government's largest biometrics database. Let's read a little. It says, Antoine McCord, the agency's chief information officer, will now oversee plans to modernize the system. This is from FedScoop, and It's about a week old. I have a couple of articles that are a week old, a little bit more than a week old. So this is fresh news. All right. Department of Homeland Security is streamlining control over the federal government's largest database of biometric data. All right. That's important because we know when it comes to this MOTB, the RFID micro CHIP, it all goes into biometrics, okay? And there needs to be a database in place to be able to track people, to monitor people's spending with that device, all right? To turn people's devices off that don't comply, to monitor who has the device and who doesn't. And the device I'm speaking of is the RFID micro CHIP, right? Which will be implemented worldwide soon. Because prophecy says so. It says, Anton McCord, I'm going to just skim through this, is now charged with overseeing one of the largest biometric systems in the world, including a resource that houses more than 300 million profiles sourced from records of people's faces, fingerprints, and irises. This fucking devil, man. Okay. It says this resource houses more than 300 million profiles, more than, sourced from records of people's faces, fingerprints, and irises. Let me see something. Because as far as I know, in America, there's about 300 plus million people. So if we're reading this correctly, let me just go here real quick. Let me just punch this in. If we're reading this correctly, then they have records of people's faces, fingerprints, and irises. They have almost everybody in Babylon the Great, if not everyone. Let me just Google how many people are in America today. Just a quick Google search. Slovakia. All right, let's see. Okay. As of 2024, there's 340 million people. All right? 340 million people in America. Babylon the Great. All right? That's the population. Okay? And what we're reading right now says this dude, Anton McCord, okay, is overseeing one of the largest biometric systems in the world that houses more than 300 million profiles, all right, sourced from records of people's faces, fingerprints, and irises. So it seems as if they have everybody in America. They have records of your face digitally, all right, your fingerprints, irises. So, you know, these Edomites, they know everything and they got everything. They got people's information. They got it all stored, and it's going to be easy for them to roll out. All right. All right, let's move on. Not going to read too much into this because I got more articles. But again, what I'm trying to prove through the Spirit is that Revelation 13-16, the mass implementation of RFID micro CHIP is upon us. And these Edomites, so-called white men, are centralizing all the controls, all the sects of government to be able to roll this thing out. All right. Let's keep going. All right, here's another article from Cointelegraph. As of a few days ago, U.S. Treasury weighs digital ID verification and DeFi to tackle illicit finance. And this is going into cryptocurrency. This is going into, again, them cornering every sect of government and how things are going to move on, how things are supposed to move on in their new system. It says the Treasury is considering embedding digital identity checks into DeFi smart contracts as part of its Genius Act. We've all heard about the Genius Act as of lately. Consultation on crypto compliance tools. So I guess this is just a measure to monitor crypto. Okay. So they can have their hands on everything. All right. It says, let me get this real quick. It says the U.S. Department of the Treasury is seeking public feedback on how digital identity tools and other emerging technologies could be used to fight illicit finance in crypto markets. All right, because this technology is going digital, it's going crypto, and it all ties into a digital system, which there'll be no more cash. Okay, that was the whole point of cryptocurrency, this digitized dollar anyway, the digitized dollar anyway. All right. It says with one option being embedded identity checks into decentralized finance smart contracts. All right, this is just another article going into the digitization of the dollar and ways that they can monitor it all and control it all. Bottom line. It says the U.S. Treasury, well, that's where all the money's at. They're about to do away with the dollar, as we know. And come with this digitized dollar. All right. So really quick, I just wanted to get, it was something that jumped out. Okay, right here. The U.S. Department of Treasury is seeking public feedback. That's bullshit. All right. These devils don't care nothing about what the public says. All right. They don't want your goddamn feedback. They know what they're doing and they know what they're about to roll out. This is Ecclesiasticus 12:10, Sirach 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right. The U.S. Department of Treasury is seeking public feedback. Yeah, right. All right. Can't trust these devils. Let me read a little more. The consultation published this week stems from the newly enacted, this is the Genius Act, the acronyms, Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act, signed into law in July, just last month. All right, here it goes. The act, which sets out regulatory framework for payment stablecoin issuers, directs the Treasury to exploit new compliance technologies, including application programming interfaces, artificial intelligence, digital identity verification, and blockchain monitoring. This is the paragraph right here. Okay. The Genius Act, which sets out a regulatory framework for payment stablecoin issuers, directs the Treasury, okay, to control of the Treasury, to explore new compliance technologies, including application programming interfaces, artificial intelligence, digital identity verification, and blockchain monitoring. Okay, if you cannot see that we are days, weeks, months away from the dollar being done, digitized currency in full, and then ultimately the mass implementation of the RFID micro CHIP, then the Lord just ain't with you. It's no more clearer. We can't make it no more clearer. All right. Let me get a precept real quick, because this devil, man. Let me get this real quick. me get Micah 2:1, classic scripture. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. Okay? This is this devil, all right, working evil upon their beds. Day in, day out, they have been working for years to roll out and implement this mark. All they're doing is fulfilling prophecy, all right? But it says, woe to them, destruction to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Okay? This is from Travel Path. Here's what to expect when Europe's mandatory fingerprinting starts this month. So the whole world is following suit. The whole planet Earth is following suit. They're getting ready. Majority of these countries are on board, okay, with the mark, with the mass implementation of this RFID micro chip, this digital currency, this one world central banking currency. And America is the lead, and what we're seeing America do, like the what's really behind all of this smoke when it comes to these countries beefing, is mainly those countries who are not on board with this one world currency. That's what's really behind it all. All right, here's what to expect when Europe's mandatory fingerprinting starts this fall. Hey, this is from Travel Off Path. And look what they say. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past year or so, you know by now Europe will be doubling down on biometric checks and start fingerprinting foreign travelers on October 12, 2025. And this includes American travelers. Everybody's on deck. Everybody's on board. Okay? Fingerprinting, face scanning, facial recognition. This is all to track the people. Bottom line is it's not hard. As much as you try to stay on top of it, especially if you have a fall trip coming up soon, you might have noticed it's not the easiest feat to find the most relevant, up-to-date information. It's been a confusing last few months, but industry experts are finally stepping out the shadows to spill the tea. Okay, we see this picture here. Digital ID, fingerprinting, facial recognition is going down. All right. What does EES even mean? It says the new entry-exit system is in place. Yo, this shit is wild. Okay, it's called the entry-exit system. So to come and go, your ass got to go through this system, man. And again, ultimately, I'm not going to read too much of these articles. Lord willing, Spirit is allowing me to prove that we are close, man. And the world these world governments, they're on it. All right, they're with it, and they're ready to roll this thing out. All right, let me get this real quick. This fucking devil Esau, man. We're gonna keep exposing them and proving, okay, that he is the devil and these prophecies are real and they're coming to pass. All right before our eyes. 2 Thessalonians 2:4. All right, it says, whoso opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. This is Esau Edom, okay, with this technology, Okay, exalting himself above all that is called the Most High, trying to take the seat of the Most High. No, we're going to control this thing. We're going to do the one world government. We're going to play God. We're going to play the Most High. We're going to control every single thing. All right. This is Esau Edom. This scripture is describing Esau Edom. Let's read it again. 2 Thessalonians 2:4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or read it verbatim, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right. So this mass control of just digital mass control that Esau is laying out and putting forth, that's him trying to play Yahweh. Okay. Bottom line. It says touch this. This is from Biometrics. This is from August 12th, roughly a week ago. Touchless ID pilots gain momentum as TSA eyes private screening model. All of us are familiar with TSA. All right, Transportation Security Administration. When you fly in and fly out. All right. It says the ID pilot gains momentum as TSA eyes private screening model. All right. Well, they're already taking pictures when you go through. All right. The TSA is moving to fuse its touchless identity experiments with a broader shift to a privatized technology heavy airport screening. The effort merges cutting-edge biometric screening trials with the reimagining of how U.S. security at airport is staffed and managed. Okay. It's going down, man. It's all about control. It's all about these big data systems storing information, okay, storing your identity. And they already got files on everybody. We just read it. All right. They got everybody. Don't try to think you could get through this. This is why we all need Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to get us through it, because they got profiles on everybody. How much more the men of the Lord? All right. Let me see. 2 Timothy 3 and 13, it says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. All right. So this covers Israelites, wicked Edomites. All right. And these other nations. Okay. Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Because again, people look at these things for the sake of technology, and they wind up submitting, bending the knee. Okay? That's all we're seeing happen right now. All right? More and more of this rollout. Let's see. Touch this ID. What else I got? Yep, got another article. This is from biometricsupdate.com as well. This is from August 11th, a little more than a week ago. Dominican Republic deploys pilot facial recognition system on Haiti border. Do you see what's happening? The whole world is about to be on board. If you look on the screen, you'll see the type of technology where they're scanning people as they walk. This is the technology. They already have this shit. It's just getting better and better as the days go on. It says the Dominican Republic has begun a pilot. Dominican Republic has begun a pilot for a facial recognition system along its border with Haiti. You know, Haiti and Dominican Republic is basically connected. All right, so this is the DR in Haiti on deck, Okay. It says, this dude's name, Vice Admiral Louis Ballester, said the new biometric technology is part of a broader effort to regulate cross-border security and strengthen ID for commerce. All right. Regardless of what they're saying it's for, is to track every damn thing. You read up a little on categories. It says biometrics news, border import security, facial recognition. This technology is going to govern and control all of this. Okay, to track import. All right, to track border import security, who comes in, who goes out, biometrics, facial recognition, fingerprinting. Okay, this system is ready to go. All right, the system is ready to go. Prophecy, prophecy, prophecy is coming to pass. Revelation 13 and 19, because this is where it's all leading. If you can't see it, then sucks for you. All right, Revelation 13 and 16. And it reads, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name, or the number of his name. Salakia. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay? This is what we are witnessing, right? Salakia. So with all this technology that we're reading about, that we're seeing the world be a part of, seeing all of these countries, these nations push, okay, can we not see Revelation 13 and 16 become more and more of a reality? Because in order to have this mark, you need the technology laid out. You need the technology that's going to control this system, the beast system. Can't implement nothing and put a device in people, and you don't have the framework, the foundation, the biometrics, the data, the technology to support it. And we just read 4 to 5 articles going into the technology. AI is a part of it, okay? The digitized system, okay? Biometrics, data, fingerprint, ID scan, facial recognition, tracking systems, okay? This is what is going to govern and control this RFID micro C hip prophesied right here in Revelation 13. This is it. And we are close. We are close, days, weeks, and months away. All right. Man, if you can't see this, man. We're going to close out here because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai is those the monkey wrench in Esau Edom's plan and shuts him down. All right. So while we just read Revelation 13 and 16, which Esau is going to implement, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has him in a trick bag. Job 5 and 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Okay? He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So, Revelation 13 and 16 will be implemented upon the planet Earth. Okay? You are not to take that device. You are not to let them put their chip in you. In your hand, in your head, in your anywhere. Okay? Because if you do, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai will destroy you. You will eat a missile. You will be burning in a lake of fire, which is the missiles hitting Babylon the Great and other parts of this world. Okay. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to destroy. Anyone who gets this device, it is a complete and definite death sentence if you allow them to chip you. I just want to be clear about that. All right. We know ultimately Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is going to not allow this system to flourish. It's going to be implemented, but it's not going to flourish. Okay, it says their hands cannot perform the enterprise. They're not going to have this takeover that they think they're going to have. It's going to rock out for a short while, and the Lord will be coming to put Esau down. All right, so that's all I got, man. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. These countries are on board. It's here, it's here, it's here. Prophecy is here. Run away from these camps, these so-called Israelite teachers who are not preaching and teaching that Revelation 13 and 16 is anything other than a physical chip that they will put in the people of the world. Run away from them because they're lying, and you are actually blindly walking into a chipping station by following them. All right? Come out of her. Come out of her. Rise ye and depart. This is not our rest. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Rakakudash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Okay. Those are the ones who taught us the truth. Those are the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai who have proven through the scriptures, okay, that the RFID micro C-hip is what it's speaking about in Revelation 13. There's no getting around it. We are watching it unfold. If you get anything from this lesson, please know and understand the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. The name of his only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. Those are the names you call on now and in that dreadful day. Don't take the chip. Pray to the Lord, pray to the Lord, pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that he keeps you from the hour of temptation. As the scriptures say, Shalom.